Welcome to Answers from Within. From the author of the All-Knowing Diary, Mind Lies into Truths that will set you free.
Hello everyone, this is Answers from Within and I'm Daniel, and it is a pleasure to be back with everyone, and it is especially a pleasure to be talking with our first guest, our main guest today, Claire. Hello.
Hello.
Great to have you on. Now tell me, what can I help you with today?
Well, I had a bit of news recently at a dentist appointment, and I began to think that I needed to know what really needs to happen here. And I thought of you, and as I came home that evening, there was this email entitled, "This Could Save Your Teeth." And I immediately thought, this is my time to take the plunge and make the call.
Oh, well done. Well done. Look, the teeth is just something that, yes, we brush. Yes, we try not to do all the, eat bad foods, but there's so much more to our teeth than most people ever realize. I mean, we are storing our lifetime of anger, of unexpressed truth, of rage. It's all being stored in there. And so I'm so glad you're on, and I'm so glad you're right there, game enough to look at some truth. So do you want to start off with what was the news that you were told?
I have been putting money into my teeth, and it's not been anything extravagant as far as, the cosmetic stuff. It's just been normal repairs and things like that. And I was told that a tooth that I have already spent thousands of dollars on needs to have $6,000 more work on it. Yes. And so I thought this is I'm looking at this happening. My teeth look fine, but they are just root canals and crowns from breaking teeth and that kind of thing. So
okay, what I'm feeling is I want to start more generally with you, because you've had so much work done to repair and heal and fix. I feel that before worse things happen, that we should look at the general situation going, why is this constantly happening? Yeah? And then if we haven't already addressed that specific truth that you're talking about that needs the $6,000 worth, then we'll hone in specifically on that one. But it just strikes me as for someone to need that much work, we should look. Yeah?
Yes.
We really should go deeper. So what was, just by the way, which tooth is it the one that needs the $6,000? Which are they?
Well, they go by numbers. The teeth go by numbers.
Can
this
you
would
point
be
to
number
me?
3.
Can you point it to me?
It's there? One of the upper right hand back teeth.
Okay, cool. All right. Yep, I can see it. I can feel it. Thank you. I knew I needed to ask that. Okay, good. So let's begin generally with you, and I'm feeling you're nice and open, and this is going to be a very insightful session together. All right, so we're just going in now, having a look at what's going on in Claire's mouth. Okay, not surprisingly, the very first thing that I'm being shown in the energy there in your teeth is, why is you yelling? Why does nobody listen to me? You relate to that, can you?
Yes, I can. Yes, I can.
And I can see, to hear the intonation, I can feel how you say it, and it's just so clear. It's like, it's like your biggest bugbear in life is why won't people listen to me? And we're going to just deal with that, okay? Because what that's doing is it's creating, and I'm seeing it literally one tooth at a time. It's almost like an earthquake rippling one building at a time. Right? So if you imagine you're in the San Andreas Fault and there's all these buildings, and then bang, the anger, the frustration of why won't people listen to me hits the first tooth. Then that spreads to the next tooth. Then it hits the next tooth, and so on. So if we can start healing this, bringing to light some truth, your mouth is going to settle down a lot. Okay? There may still be some casualties left over from years and years of all of that, but I feel we just need to calm the San Andreas Fault that's, running through your jawline, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Your biggest frustration is you look around and you see people, it looks to me like you're seeing people with their head in the sand. They're going about their daily life oblivious, as far as you're concerned, to what they need to be paying attention to. They're affecting their health, they're affecting their family, they're not taking on advice or wisdom from you, and you just see things are just heading in a bad direction. Does that make sense?
Mhm. Mhm.
Yeah. It's like,
yeah, I'm a mental health counselor, and I do see a lot of people that are very stuck.
oh, interesting. Yeah. Well, I just kept seeing all these people. It's almost like they're whistling to themselves, oblivious to what's really important and what's going on, and they just dig their head in the sand, and you're like, oh my goodness, can you not see what's coming? Can you not see how I see through my eyes? Because I'm looking and you are heading for disasters. Every single one of you, things don't look good. And you're stuck in that space of, why won't you listen to me? I can save your life here. I can improve this. I can change that. Why won't you listen to me? That is causing, I'm seeing that's going straight into the back, your back molars, right? Up here, that's sitting up in there. Just this chewing, churning away, grinding your teeth in sheer frustration. Now, that's what we call, as real as that is and as damaging as that it is, that perception, there's non-truth in that.
Mm-hmm,
right?
Mm-hmm.
And that's what's hurting you. If it was true, your teeth would be like, yeah, baby, I'm all there. But the body, being a vessel of truth, deteriorates when we are in spaces of non-truth. So that is non-truth stuck in your teeth, in your jaws. Yes. Up here. I can feel that.
Yes.
So we're going to go into, well, what is the truth? Because, you would swear black and blue what you're seeing and all of that is real. The first truth is that you feel, we'll see if you're conscious to this. There is this element of, I'm responsible for these people. And that is starting to bring up the frustration. And it goes deeper. It's like, yes, of course, I want them to do well and be healthy and well adjusted and all these things and live a great life. But it doesn't feel like what you're not conscious to yet is, if they don't do as I say, if people don't listen to me, it's going to have negative consequences on me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah?
Yeah, mm-hmm.
You getting that?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And on the surface, it looks like, we're all very concerned about the well-being of everyone else. And on a professional level, you are. Even on a personal level, when you see this with other people, you are. But that's not what's causing the frustration. What's causing the frustration is this is going to reflect badly on me. And worse, if they don't do as I say or as I advise or recommend, I'm going to feel like I have failed. So as much as this seems all about everyone else, it's all about you.
Yes, I can see that. I can see that.
Great, well done. I don't want to feel that I have failed. And I'm seeing this image of you grabbing these people, like metaphorically. Will you listen to me because I don't want to feel like I'm a failure? If you only did as I say, I could have a restful sleep at night and not grind my teeth until they are pulverized all night long. If only you did as I say. So that's the source of this crumble. It's like I keep saying crumbling teeth. Teeth are crumbling. That's the source of that. I'm like, you're biting down, grinding together, and you're just like nearly pulling your hair out. That's the next stage. Right?
Yeah. I do that with my daughter.
Oh, right. You pull her hair out.
No, pull my hair out with her.
Right. Oh, that's better. The other one might have, had child services on your. Okay. So you're like, you got this frustration because what's going on underneath there is I want to see myself in good light. Very natural, very reasonable, right? I want to be proud of myself. I want to think positive of myself. Heck, I want to think highly of myself. Now, this is some pretty advanced stuff we're going to hear because this is where the problem is. You have a need to think highly of yourself. Being in the human experience, we assume that's just what I'm meant to do. I should be thinking highly of myself. And we take it for granted. We don't question it. And so we put things in place into action, strategies, careers, all these things to help elevate our self-esteem, to help us recognize what's great about ourselves. But the mind-blowing truth, Claire, is that you never, not once, not in truth, needed to be responsible for any of these people. That's the first thing. It's like, imagine traffic lights. The traffic light just goes to red when it thinks everyone should stop. And green to go and amber to slow down. It's not responsible for what people do. If someone's going to run the red light, the traffic light is indifferent.
Right.
Right? It doesn't break apart. It doesn't malfunction. It doesn't spontaneously combust because someone ran a red light. It just goes, hey, I'm just here to provide guidance. If you're smart, you're going to pay attention to what I'm showing up here. If you're not, then there's a chance of death. There's a chance of severe injury. So the first thing for you to recognize on this is, God, I'm not even responsible for these people. I'm just the traffic lights. And I enjoy being the traffic lights not because I need you to listen, not because I get something from you listening to me, but because I get something from seeing things clearly. I get something from seeing your truth. Does that make sense so far?
Yes, yes. Mm-hmm.
In helping others, we see what we need to see for ourselves. So all these people that you help and you advise and guide and all these things, imagine they're statues. It's not about them. It's about what you're seeing in them in there as a mirror and what you're getting back. In advising, you're seeing yourself. And then this is where the magic happens. You're giving out all this advice, all this guidance, seeing things so clearly and beautifully. And then there's someone on the receiving end who's not listening very well. And do you know who that might be?
My daughter?
You!
Help me understand that.
Yeah.
Listening?
I saw your brain, the cogs slow down at one point and just go, what?
I think I got it. You said that it's like a mirror.
Yeah.
When I'm helping, okay, so, and I'm the one who's not listening to myself.
Exactly.
Okay.
You're giving all this advice, essentially, to yourself.
Yes, okay.
It's all about you. They're showing up stuff for you to look at.
Oh, yes.
Right.
Oh, yes. All the time. All the time.
And it shows up, oh my God, I'm so frustrated. Why won't they listen to me? Why won't they act on what I'm saying? It's not them you're frustrated with. Is it? No. You're like, oh my God, I'm dishing out this advice left, right, and center, and I'm not following one iota of it. So not only are you not responsible for any of these people, it's all about you and you're not listening. Now, that doesn't make you a bad person. That doesn't make you lesser or weaker or any of these things. Where it's coming from, though, the not listening. This is an interesting one. It comes from this belief, a fear that you have. If I take my own advice that I'm giving to my clients, right?
Mm-hmm.
What your mind does in that moment, it twists it. It means I'm no better off than them. If I need the same advice, who am I to see myself as an expert? Who am I to give advice if I'm as stuck and trapped as they are? That's the mind messing with you in a very big way. Not the truth. Feels real, undermining, disempowering, cause of huge self-doubt and anxiety, not to mention expensive dental trips. It's just the mind messing with you to have you not listen to your own advice. It's all that it's doing. It's just a big ploy so you don't listen to the truth and clarity. Now, I'll tell you why. And this is why it's all not true, that it undermines you or has you be lesser than a professional or an expert. The fact that you can give this advice, that you can see it with clarity and wisdom, is exactly why people come to you. It's exactly why. It's the qualification. that has you be able to assist people, because you can see and feel, and you can empathize, and you can understand where people are at, and you can understand how to get them where they need to be, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's the fact that you can do that makes you qualified. It's not that if you take your own advice, makes you unqualified. On the contrary, if you take all this advice that these people are gifting in the form of being a mirror, it makes you even more qualified. Doesn't it?
Yeah, I guess so. I hadn't thought of it that way.
No, you hadn't. It doesn't make you less qualified. It means you're constantly growing and evolving. Every time you help somebody, you are growing within yourself, because you are listening and integrating and embodying all the advice and guidance you're giving to everyone.
I can feel that.
It's making you a superstar, even more so. Every time, more and more and more. Growing and growing. Feels like your teeth are kind of like, oh, okay, we can settle a little bit. Still a little bit of little tremors I can see there.
Mm-hmm.
So let me see if I can just bring some truth to that before we complete, because our time together has just flown. I cannot believe it.
Yes.
I want to bring you something on this. So let me just have a look what's going on, what we need, what's still remaining. Ah, that's right. I saw it before. I meant to come back to it. If I take my own advice, I'm going to feel like a failure. And I'm still trying to see myself as great, as an expert. Because there's a very subtle belief in there that says the more advice or guidance somebody needs, the less they've got their act together.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Can you feel that?
Yeah.
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 So here's the conflict in your mind, which is, well, I'm going to steer away from taking my own advice for all the reasons we've said. Plus, God, if I listen to all of that over and over again, well, clearly that's an affirmation, a certification. I don't have my shit together. Clearly. So I don't need any more advice. I'm not going to take a lot. I will take a little bit in dribs and drabs. I will ration out the advice. That's the non-truth. The truth for you, what we'll complete on for today, is it's the ones that take on the most advice. As in truth, we're not just talking about willy-nilly out there, because we're talking your own advice, by the way. We're not talking about fortune cookies, right? We're talking about prized advice. The ones that take on the most advice are the wisest of all beings. Not the weakest. Not the least. And
it's funny, I tell my clients all the time that really the people that come in are really the wisest of them all. So.
That's what I said to you at the beginning, isn't it? It's like, you've got nothing to fear. You're the one asking me questions. It's the ones that don't come and ask me questions that can be nervous and in fear. Right?
Right.
Because they're not getting their answers. They're not getting their truth. So we always tell people, right, what we need to hear the most, and that's a beautiful example for you.
Mm-hmm.
So, all right, let's just integrate that one for a minute. The ones who take on the most advice are the wisest of all beings. I just want to integrate that one with you into your mouth. So give me 1 second. You are fighting this one, I tell you. I'm looking in there and you're like, no, I'm not taking it on. I'm not taking it on. What can we do? I'm feeling that we're going to need to go into a second session with you.
Mm-hmm. That wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah, you are just... I was hoping that the integration would go in really easily. But in your teeth, you are just defiant. You're just standing here like, no! Okay, so we are back with Claire for part 2 of the teeth saga. And we're going to have a look at what you need to know and feel and resonate with to make the necessary shift, okay?
Okay.
The big thing that I'm seeing is there's this need, a big need in you. I need to feel accomplished.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah? You can feel that?
Yes.
I need to feel accomplished.
Yep.
And what that's doing is, well, I'll put it short and sharp. It's having you feel unaccomplished.
Mm-hmm.
The more you need to feel it, the more you look for it, and the more you create situations where you perpetually then need to feel it. Understand?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Because the belief is I need to feel it. Not I do feel it. I need to feel it.
Mm-hmm.
Which means you think I'm constantly doing things to give me that experience to satisfy or quench that need. But what we create is the perpetual experience of feeling I need it.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Right?
Mm-hmm. I don't have it, so I need it.
And that's a constant.
Mm-hmm.
It never changes until one such lucky day that you see the truth. Because trying to find it, trying to quench it, is still coming from the same place that created it. It's still the void. I'm still in the void. I'm trying to fill the void by the void. The mind, I'm looking for it to fill. Like, it doesn't, you'll never get there using the same mechanism that had you feel that way in the first place. So we need to go outside the mind into truth, and that is how you heal and how you get to feel what is important. So what is important? Let's have a look. The real truth for you is, it's not about feeling accomplished. You were led to believe that. And that's okay. We all go through that one. It's not about feeling accomplished. Rather, it's simply about seeing your truth. And I love how that was punctuated by the computer effect there. That was just awesome. It's almost like a little angel plucking its harp on that note. That was perfect. So here you are in your life. I need to feel accomplished, so I'm going to do great things. I'm going to say amazing things. I'm going to work hard. I'm going to study hard. I'm going to change people's lives, and in the hope that one day I will feel accomplished. And as we said, that day never comes because of the belief is still running. When all along, this is the confronting and satisfying thing, is all along there was something better available than feeling accomplished. And it is when you are aware of the truth inside of you and you hear yourself say it, you go from the need to be accomplished, beyond even feeling accomplished, to feeling content. just at peace, inspired by the words of wisdom that are coming through you. And even deeper than that, it's like it illuminates your entire body. So in comparison, feeling accomplished is like 10% of what's available to you. Does that make sense?
Yes. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And hearing the words doesn't take anything. Needing to feel accomplished, I mean, how many prerequisites do we throw in the path of needing to feel accomplished? I need to help this many people. I need to see this much change. I need to maybe be a published author. I need blah, 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 this many degrees or whatever. The needs of the mind always come with these unachievable prerequisites.
Mm-hmm.
You never get there. And even when you do get to the ones that you think were important, the ego opens up, oh, behind door number 2, you haven't achieved this. Because look who's down the road. They've achieved that and you haven't.
Mm-hmm.
Where all along, and this is the beauty of being in truth, you just needed to pay. Here you go. Let me put it like this. You just needed to listen to yourself. All along, that was it. Everything that you have been seeking in your life is available in simply listening to yourself. Everything. You are a vessel of truth. There is wisdom within, and it comes out when you speak. And that's why I say it's not about that there's somebody on the other side of that conversation. That's not what's important. It's convenient for them, but what's important is that you're listening. Out this mouth is these words that this ear is listening to. It's this loop. You see, it's beautiful. Out, in. It's a loop from your mouth to your ears. From your mouth to your ears is this beautiful loop into your heart. Runs through your ears, down into your heart. You're hearing truth. You can follow the truth. It's elevating you, your consciousness, growing you, changing your life, making you more abundant because you're following your guidance. Your guidance that's coming from you. Okay. How do you let that one in? Better? Good?
Yes. I guess it does feel like there is some kind of a block, though.
But could you hear what I was saying? We're still.
I can definitely. Yes. I do know it when I am with people and we're working and talking. I do feel that I'm hearing my own words and they are getting in there, but I still feel like there must be a block.
There is. And I'm getting to that, but I can only get there if we can just do like lock in one step at a time.
Okay.
So if we can just, if you can just integrate, if I listen to myself, I have everything I need.
If I listen to myself, I have everything I need. Okay.
That go in? Pretty much. It seems a bit surface, but I think we just need to do the next level. Okay. Well, the blockage that I see in you now is, but I'll never be good enough.
I think that's a big one.
I'll never be good enough. Now, without indulging in that one too much, we're going to get to some truth. The you, This is interesting. Very interesting. The you that believes it will never be good enough was created by you as an ongoing test subject. Let me elaborate.
Yeah.
When you became interested in human sciences, psychology and psychiatry and all these things, mental illness and all that stuff, you made this very subtle but very definite decision. Well, if I'm my own patient, then I'll keep growing and evolving. Do you remember that at all?
Yes, I do. I do remember that. Mm-hmm.
I'm seeing way back. It looks age 17, age 21. I can't quite see it. It's kind of flickering.
Yeah.
It's way back, and you made this little decision. Well, I've got this brainwave. This will help me keep growing. I'll keep being my best case study. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. And what happened, you inadvertently, and deliberately, created an alter ego. And this alter ego has accumulated every one of your clients' disorders as a means for you to have a constant, it's almost like a sparring partner. If I've got this to constantly deal with, then I'll be able to stay on the edge. I'll always be moving forward. Now, here's the thing. You stopped seeing yourself as that smart, inquisitive apprentice, and you got lost in the alter ego. And now it's the alter ego. It's what believes I'll never be good enough. It's not you. You created that alter ego.
Mm-hmm.
You can feel that?
Yeah.
Yes. Resonance of truth is finally kicking in.
It started out as really this wonderful challenge to the best way to help people and the best approaches and that kind of thing. And it really was this challenge. It was this almost like this, not a game, I don't mean to make light of it, but it was this really exciting challenge to help people.
Yeah.
But it really has, over time, backfired.
Yeah, it reached its expiry point, but and it needed to have been thrown in the bin, and it never was. It kind of had a life of its own by that point, and yeah. So
wow.
There you go. That's a big one. Now, let me see where we need to go from here, because it's all about the teeth. And let's see what they need. Okay, so it feels like you're listening to yourself now. You don't need that alter ego. What you need to know about this alter ego is that it's reached a point, like I said, it had an expiry date. It was useful to a point, then it started to work against you in terms of keeping you with the same kind of clients over and over and over again.
Oh, okay.
It's kept you at a level, call it a frequency or consciousness, where I just keep seeing you looking at all these people going, I'm dealing with the same issue over and over and over again. Are you aware of that?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that is a product of keeping this alter ego in play.
I mean, a moment ago I had written down keeping the ego, keeping people small, and that's yes, I have felt that. I have felt that.
It is your own glass ceiling. Just keeps you dealing with, it's like I'm just seeing this image of like from the 60s, you know, the women that are just stamp this, punch that, stamp this, right this. It's just this monotonous boom, boom, boom. And I'm just seeing you doing that. It's like, oh my God. And then that exacerbates, why isn't anyone listening to me? Because you don't seem to be getting anywhere, which of course is right back at you. Why am I listening to myself? And then I would be past all of this. So the realization to have now is, if I let go of this alter ego, dispense with it, I can start looking at things far more productive, far more interesting, that's going to help my own evolution.
I have just recently thought to myself, it would be really, could be very wonderful to stop my psychotherapy practice and just focus on my own evolution.
Well, there's merit to that, but at the same time, the reason you're saying that is because you've been misusing your psychotherapy practice.
Okay.
So what you're picking up on is correct, but it's not that your psychotherapy practice in truth will cause your stagnation. It's just the way, by the refusal to listen to yourself in your psychotherapy practice is what causes stagnation.
Okay.
You can have a thriving psychotherapy practice, and when I say thriving, I mean it in terms of its own as a business, but I mainly mean it in terms of what it will do for your own evolution. If you go, no more alter ego, that experiment is dead and gone, push that out into the sun or into a river of gold, whatever you need to do. And in that psychotherapy practice, I'm like, bring on the people, because I'm going to be listening for me in that. That's where the magic is. If you can see these people as a vehicle for your own your own growth and evolution, it will be thriving. So it's just, you're so spot on, you know, Claire, you're so spot on. It's like, you are saying, yeah, maybe I should stop that. And that's the truth coming and going, well, if that's how you're going to do it, yes, you should, because you're stagnating. But if you kind of flip it around and you do it in this new light, that could be interesting. What I want to complete with is, you're going to listen to this all over again. Like, you're going to listen to both our sessions, and that's going to help that integration. And you're going to realize, you're right, it was never about needing to do something to feel accomplished. It was not. It was simply about realizing, I already am. I already am accomplished. And the words that are coming out of my mouth are the testimony to my accomplishment. And the more I listen to the words, the more accomplished I'm becoming. But even beyond that, the need to be accomplished was only there because I never stopped long enough to listen to my own words of wisdom. when you hear what you say and you go, wow, that sounds amazing. If you can just realize that amazingness, that's you.
Oh. Huh. What?
Now we're complete.
I think we are. Wow. Wow. To hear that is, wow.
I have nothing more to add.
Well, thank you so much.
You are very welcome, very welcome.
So if you have a question that needs answering, come along to danielanswers.com and remember to subscribe to be invited to my free webinars. See you there.